What are the most common operations management obstacles? Starting a business is more accessible nowadays than ever. However, with more freely accessible information, there could be more competitive in a similar field because many companies realize that hurdles fell into several issues, each of which has a range of similar results. Therefore, organizational leaders face a wide range of difficulties daily. But first, if you are new here, consider subscribing to this channel to continue receiving great weekly videos on consulting. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can get informed every time I publish a new video. Operations management obstacles. An organizational problem is a specific issue that arises in a company that can reduce its value. Operational challenges split it into a range of categories, each with a collection of undesirable effects. Furthermore, if problems are not handled properly, they can exhaust a company's resources and energy, impair the operating performance, produce issues with project implementation, and block progress. The same vital factors in business handling tasks are interacting with competitiveness and diverse cultures, dealing with confederation and budget issues, coping with philosophical questions, and reducing uniqueness interacting with such inadequate data and federation. People are dealing with staff members having decent documentation. Some common problems. Compliance and regulations. If not handled appropriately, regulations and compliance can become a huge problem. As industries and technologies evolve, so make the rules that govern these. As a result, many businesses are unfamiliar or misinterpret what's required of them. At this point, punishments are enforced, yet something which is easily remedied will also become a problem. Cyber threats. Cybersecurity is becoming more of a worry for all firms, rather than just IT. If cybersecurity is not handled correctly, organizations become subject to an expanding number of threats, such as information stealing, hacking, and several attacks. For instance, robbing information resulted in disclosing sensitive consumer data, increasing mistrust against company clientele. Overhead management. Whether in administrative expenditures, insurance, rent, or utility expenses, overheads can rapidly accumulate. High operating costs may be quite harmful if not effectively handled. Thus, they are a crucial challenge to local firms that work. For instance, if it's delayed renting, unpaid utility bills, computer peripherals, or company expenditures, the cause of spiraling overheads might be varied. Evaluation of performance. If certain team members aren't performing, though two as an individual had, one organization may feel the consequences. For instance, a professional participant's bad showing influences the mood of the entire team, reducing its production. Receiving and acting on comments. In today's business world, unfavorable review sites may defeat an individual's reputation and credibility. Clients on either side demand quick and efficient service. Therefore, business must pay attention to their information to give quality service to their target market. Finding the right individuals as your firm grows and company successes improve, one should better grasp that same type of person who has been a suitable fit for the organization. Competence and personality frequently take precedence over other traits in a small firm, but not everyone is the right fit for a specific organization. Flow of money. Money problems can be a significant issue due to unplanned expenses, outstanding invoices, or pending obligations. Maintaining a consistent cash flow is essential to a company's sustainability, particularly when there is so much to balance. For example, assume a corporation completes a project and is paid after a month. However, infrastructure expenditures, personnel pay, and personal spending must all be factored at all. Some serious issues. Globalization is defined as the contact and integration of people, businesses, and governments from many countries. Lower trade barriers, increases in information technology, and advancements in transport technologies are driving it. However, operational management must battle with their neighbors and also enterprises from all over the world. Sustainable development. Sustainability means determining if data may preserve a corporation's continuing tasks despite any jeopardizing foreseeable future. Whenever addressing this sustainable development, all three phases of the project, which seem to be socially, ecologically, and economically, are frequently used. Operational leaders must understand whether one's actions impact protection, comfort, community, environmental situation, and ecological prosperity, and the results of every other aspect. Successful management teams need to adopt industry standards despite maintaining the overall three dimensions of sustainability under view. Companies should also take appropriate measures and confirm it if one of the three pillars' results is jeopardized. Communications that work. Maintaining a balance and efficiency regarding communications is extremely difficult across organizations. Having efforts to interact with certain employees and customers efficiently is indeed a challenge for decision makers. However, it'll also increase openness inside company production plants, which will assist the company production line immensely. Getting everyone on a similar level may help the company production process function more smoothly. Therefore, operations strategy must explore the technology which can assist employees. Moral behaviour. Business ethics is a subclass of ethics associated with assuring particular manufacturing processes and operations don't hurt consumers and the community. Studying business practices may ensure that customers do not overstep their bounds to maintain their company employees. Immoral behavior has led to the problem among many enterprises, and it is therefore vital to understand this. Staying responsible throughout all facets of an organization helps ensure that this operates correctly and that the company is not one of several firms that have failed due to that. Increasing temptation. Increasing temptation on business owners to push their employees to hard work quickly and efficiently is growing. As a result, operations managers turn to performance support, a new software tool, to resolve these issues. The purpose of quality assistance is to offer employees genuine support and automation, such as they might execute tasks more quickly, even with minimal mistakes, even when on the job. Another benefit is that staff is not required to take time off for retraining every time anything new or different is introduced. The assistance of equipment is constantly upgraded. Worker mistakes can indeed be valuable for the company, varying between typing mistakes to compliances, especially if multiple devices observe similar problems. One way is to utilize measures to prevent production problems due to human error. Performance support, which operates as a security net surrounding possible dangers, helps to avoid employees' mistakes. Using such tools, businesses make bespoke verifications to severe problems and interfaces. If a user enters information into such a program, the performance support program computes and checks the overall reliability of the analysis. It may alert the employee whether there is a problem and propose adjustments, but will automate repetitive tasks. Key points to handle operational issues. Determine the source of the problem. Describe the current state of affairs. At the moment, take temporary countermeasures. Determine the source of the problem. Make suggestions for improvements. Create a plan of action. Examine the outcomes. Organizational leaders face difficulties. Administrative leaders are in charge of guaranteeing that the policies and practices of a company are comparable throughout all business areas. The function of the Director of Operations is frequently performed by the owner or managing director of a small company. Bringing the different agencies together. According to ZipRecruit, an operational manager is responsible for everything else in general but nothing in particular. Among the essential elements of athletic management is to manage the various lines of business inside a company. For instance, a corporation's economics section can also interact via emails, while the resource management director may like physical notes. When such variances in commercial centers impair the efficiency or effectiveness of ensuring superior products and services, they could negatively influence business. Even in tiny organizations where individuals may be responsible for multiple responsibilities, every staff manager should be involved in how the industry works and adheres to its processes. The operational supervisor's responsibility is to ensure that everybody follows the same procedures, regulations, and communicates freely. Maintain profitability in the workplace. The fight for sustainability also involves designing corporate policies that promote visibility. Since small organizations tend to become more introverted than big firms, this can be challenging for management staff. In addition, developing a set of sustainable business practices affects the perception between the business and its workers and consumers. Taking care of business reports. Several operational managers are in charge of financial governance, including compiling financial and operating statistics, communicating that information to decision makers, and undertaking periodic financial audits. Records management can sometimes take a back seat in a small firm to more immediate considerations like satisfying client expectations or increasing overall production levels. And for the assessment of the company's high sustainability, detailed and thorough records on gains and losses and marketing objectives and expenditures are required. Managing social conscience in the workplace. According to Economic Daily News, corporate responsibility is a significant approach for enterprises' reputation in the marketplace. In several respects, social responsibility is linked to sustainability. However, the operational leadership job focuses on how well the company interacts with its surrounding area outside of convincing people to buy its goods. For example, several companies want to support charity groups, sponsor local sports teams, and contribute to local public schools. Better integrity and dependability are achieved through effective and efficient business analytics, allowing only a lucrative collection of receivables. Even though the operational plan has tremendously aided production plants, organizational executives often face substantial challenges on even a constant schedule. For top managers to provide value to their consumers, operations management is a complex subject that requires a full awareness of a central database. If you like the video, give us a like to make more videos like this one, and tell us in the comment section below what type of videos you want. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more weekly videos.